What happens to your money, your home, or your business the moment you're no longer here to manage it? Most people imagine a smooth handoff. You pass away, your family receives everything, life goes on. But reality isn't that simple. Families fight, children aren't ready, assets get tied up in court, and the process can drain time, money, and emotional energy. So here's a question. Is there a way to guarantee your wealth is protected, distributed correctly, and sheltered from legal chaos? Yes, and that solution is one of the oldest tools in modern finance: the trust. Today, we'll break down exactly what a trust is, how it works, the different types, and whether you should consider setting one up. And to understand it clearly, let's begin with a story. The problem most people don't see. Imagine this scenario. Alice is a single mother. She's worked decades to build a stable life, a home, savings, and a small business. But when her husband passed away unexpectedly, she realized something uncomfortable. If something happened to her, her young son would suddenly inherit everything, but have no ability to manage any of it. A home he can't legally own, a business he can't operate, money he doesn't know how to handle. And even if he were older, inheritance often brings conflict, even in loving families. So, how does someone like Alice ensure her assets go exactly where she wants, without being mismanaged or fought over? This is where the trust steps in, not as a luxury for the ultra-rich, but as a structure anyone can use. What a trust actually is. Think of a trust as a secure financial container, a box, protected by law. You place assets inside the box. Cash, stocks, real estate, businesses, or anything you want preserved. Then you appoint someone to manage that box and someone else to benefit from it. But here's the key. The trust doesn't rely on emotions, memory, or verbal promises. It follows written rules you design, and those rules control everything. To understand how this works, you need to know the 3 core roles in every trust. The 3 roles. 1. The grantor, the person who creates the trust and decides what goes inside it. Alice, in our example, is the grantor. 2. The trustee, the manager of the trust. This can be a trusted family member, a lawyer, or most commonly, a professional trust company. Their job is simple: follow the instructions. Period. They can't make random decisions. They can't do whatever they want. They operate within your blueprint. 3. The beneficiary, the person who receives the benefits. In Alice's case, her son. These 3 roles form the backbone of how every trust functions. Now let's return to Alice to see how this actually plays out, how a trust works. Real example. Alice wants to protect her son. Here's what she does. She moves her savings, her house, and her business into a trust. She hires a professional trust company to manage everything. She writes a set of instructions, her rulebook. These instructions include: use the money only for school and living expenses. Allow him to stay in the home until adulthood. When he turns 20, transfer all assets to him. Once the trust is created, Alice can still live in her house, use her money, and run her business. Nothing changes in daily life. But legally, the owner of these assets is now the trust, not the trustee, not Alice personally. Why does that matter? Because if Alice passes away, nothing goes through court. There's no probate, no delays, no arguments. The trustee simply continues following her written instructions. If the trustee breaks the rules, the beneficiary can sue, and trust companies protect their reputation above everything else. This is the power of a trust, a system that keeps working even when you can't. The 2 ways trusts are classified. Every trust fits into 2 categories. Category 1, control, revocable trust, flexible, easy to modify. Irrevocable trust, permanent, harder to change. Category 2, timing, living trust, created while you're alive. Testamentary trust, created in your will and activated after death. Let's break down each. Control, revocable versus irrevocable. Revocable trust. Think of this as a flex box. You can add assets, remove assets, rewrite the rules, change beneficiaries. Revocable trusts are extremely popular because they avoid probate and maintain flexibility. Alice could start with a revocable trust to keep things simple. Irrevocable trust. This one is a sealed box. Once assets go in, they don't come back out easily. Why would anyone do this? Because once you no longer control the assets, they're legally protected. From lawsuits, from creditors, and sometimes even from certain taxes. It's the most secure form of asset protection, but the least flexible. Timing. Living various. Testamentary. Living trust created during your lifetime. You can continue using the assets. You maintain control as long as it's revocable. And importantly, a living trust does not go through probate. This is why many families use them. Faster, cheaper, and private. Testamentary trust created inside a will. Activated only after you pass away. Because it relies on a will, it must go through probate. It's slower, more public, and usually less flexible. Alice could use a testamentary trust if she only wants the trust to start after she's gone. But most people prefer living trusts for simplicity. Why people use trusts? A trust might sound complicated, but its benefits are surprisingly practical. Here are the 6 most important advantages. 1. Avoiding probate. Probate is the legal process of validating a will. It is slow, expensive, and public. A trust bypasses all of that. Assets transferred directly, privately, and immediately. 2. Control over wealth. Trusts let you decide when money is released, how it's used, and under what conditions: monthly allowances, age milestones, education funding. It's all customizable. 3. Asset protection. Assets inside certain trusts cannot be seized by creditors, divided in lawsuits, targeted by predators, or spent recklessly by beneficiaries. If Alice's son develops a gambling problem later in life, the trust still protects the home. 4. Tax benefits. Irrevocable trusts can reduce estate taxes or keep assets outside the taxable estate. This is one reason wealthy families use them, not for secrecy, but for structured tax efficiency. 5. Protecting individuals with special needs. Certain trusts allow beneficiaries to receive financial support without losing government benefits like SSI or Medicaid. The trust pays for extra needs, while the beneficiary still qualifies as having low personal income. 6. Divorce protection. If assets are placed in a trust before marriage, they may remain separate property during a divorce. For example, if Tom places his home into a trust before marrying Jane, and they later divorce, Jane often cannot claim the home. Timing is everything. The downsides. Trusts are powerful, but not perfect. Here are the main drawbacks. 1. Fees. Professional trustees typically charge around 1% to 2% of the assets they manage. For many people, this cost is worthwhile for stability and protection, but it's still a cost. 2. Loss of control. In revocable trusts, you stay in charge, but in irrevocable trusts, you don't. Once assets are transferred, you can't easily change your mind, even if life changes. This is the trade-off for stronger protection. 3. Complexity. Basic trusts are simple, but if you have multiple properties, businesses, or multi-layered assets, an attorney or financial advisor may be necessary. Still, for most people, a trust is easier than going through probate. Should you set one up? Trusts are not just for wealthy families. They're for single parents, homeowners, families with minor children, people with complex assets, blended families, anyone who wants control and privacy, but they aren't required for everyone. Think about these questions. Do you want your heirs to avoid probate? Do you want to control how wealth is used after you're gone? Do you own property? Do you have dependents? Do you want asset protection from creditors or lawsuits? If you answered yes to any of these, a trust might be worth considering. Conclusion: a trust is more than a legal document. It's a design for how your legacy lives on. It can protect your family, shield your assets, control how your wealth is used, and ensure your wishes are followed, even when you're not here to defend them. Alice's story is simple, but the lesson is universal. Most people spend their lives building wealth. Very few spend time planning how it will be passed on. A trust bridges that gap. If you're considering building one, research the options, talk to a professional, and choose a structure that matches your goals. Thanks for watching. And if you want more videos that break down personal finance, estate planning, and wealth management in simple terms, make sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to the Finance Simplified channel for more money-saving tips.